Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video is going to be a little bit different if you couldn't tell. About 2 months ago, I took a trip up to Windrock Park. It's about 40 minutes outside of Knoxville. If you're ever in Tennessee, I highly recommend it. It is a beautiful park. It is a beautiful place. Cannot recommend it enough. But I was not there to off-road. I was not there to overland. I was there to work. I was there for an event called Venture Unknown's Winter Wonderland. So it's a big overland event that Venture Unknown puts on every January at Windrock Park. It's a big off-roading event. It's also a big overlanding event. They have events, they have, cookouts, everything like that. It's a really cool event. If you ever want to have a good time, definitely check out that event. So like I said, I was there to work. I was there to get some content for Venture Unknown's event. I was there to help my buddy out, Inca 4x4, Lewis, get some content for his business and his ventures and his products. I was also there for Morimoto on the second day to help get some content for their products and their aftermarket lighting. So it was a busy weekend for me. So with that being said, it was a little bit difficult to get content for myself and for my YouTube channel. But I think I have enough footage from everything that I captured that weekend that I can put something together to tell a little bit of a story from the weekend. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a lot of good camera quality stuff. It's gonna be a lot of iPhone stuff. It's gonna be a lot of GoPro stuff. It's gonna be just a collage of everything that I got from the weekend. And I'm gonna try my best to narrate it for you guys. So at least it's a little bit more interesting than just throwing a bunch of clips together and hoping for the best. You know what I mean? So with that being said, let's actually hop into the video. We're gonna pick the video up with me bright and early on my way to Windrock Park. I was super nervous to drive this Jeep. Windrock Park is about 3.5 to 4 hours for me. So it's the furthest I've ever driven this thing. So I was very nervous to hit the road with this thing. But as you can see, it's here and we made it. I don't want to spoil anything, but let's start off with me getting gas in the morning, and then we're gonna meet up with Lewis along the way, and we'll start our weekend. Well, we're all fueled up and ready to go. It's supposed to be one of the coldest weekends, of course, of the year. It's already dreary and stuff out here. To say it might snow, so we'll see. We'll see about that. I'm all ready. I got my big heavy vest. I got my big heavy hoodie. I got the big comforter to sleep in. We're gonna sleep in here. I got some tools back there and stuff like that. My gear, you can't really see, it's too dark, but we're all set up, ready to go. I'm kind of a little bit nervous to drive this thing this far. We've done some work to it, but I still have not driven it this far, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna take the back roads here to get over to West Georgia. I have to get over to the west to get on 75, but traffic is ridiculous, so we're gonna take the back way to get a little bit more north and hop on the highway there. So let's hit the road and get there before it gets too late in the day.
2,000 years later.
So of course, as soon as I get on the highway, who do I meet? Lewis, perfectly on time. He couldn't have timed it any better. When we met up, we were only about 30 to 45 minutes away from the park. So we just booked it straight to the park, got in, got our credentials, got everything straightened out. I just took some photos of us pulling in, stopping at the gas station, pulling into camp and everything like that. Just taken with my phone. But just so you guys know, that's what happened there. So after we got everything set up, we got our credentials, we got camp set up. I didn't get too much footage of that because it was a mess. It was a mess, guys. I told you, it was probably the coldest weekend of the year. It snowed, it rained before that. They had tornadoes the day before we got there. It was a mess. So we just set up camp and we decided to hit the trail. But it escalated to a snowstorm pretty quickly. Like, pretty quickly.
12 seconds later.
Look at that man put in work. Kenny, where can we find you at if people want to get in contact with you?
They can find me at KJM Garage on Instagram. That's how they can get in contact with your boy.
There you go.
So these are a little bit behind the scenes of Lewis's perspective of the shots that you guys just saw that I was capturing. So we were like an hour into this trail, maybe like 2 hours, but we made it a wrong turn and we ended up getting lost. So one criticism that I have about Windrock is that their trail system numbers are kind of confusing because it's like playing a game of bingo. They're like B7, G38, I10, G14. It's like bingo. Like sometimes it gets a little confusing because then some of their trails are just named they're just numbers. They're like trail 15, trail 20, trail 21. It's like it's a little bit confusing. So that's how we ended up getting lost. So with that being said, we were supposed to go down G9, but we ended up going down G1. And G1 is like a bypass trail. It's supposed to be like a cut through, like just a normal quick trail to get to other trails, but it's so washed out and rutted out now. It's kind of like an actual trail. So we were on there for kind of a long time. So like I said, we were stuck on there for a while. So it started getting cold. Then the sun started going down. And then it started snowing more. So after many hours of going down this trail, not knowing where we were going, if maybe this trail would take us to this place, or if we turn around, it might be another hour back. Not knowing where to go, we also had no service, so we couldn't even look it up to see where we were going. Finally, somebody came along in a side-by-side and showed us the right way to the lookout. So after the person on the side-by-side let us follow them to the right trail, we finally got up to the outlook. It was covered in snow, a couple inches of snow at least. Normally this lookout is beautiful. You can see for miles at it, but not today. Definitely not today. While we were up there with this beautiful snow, we had to take the opportunity to get some photos and get some video and get some content. But after we got all the content we needed, we hopped back in the Jeep and we started heading back down the mountain. We've been in the car for hours that day. So we wanted to get back to camp, get something to eat, and start the night. So I didn't get too much footage of camping. Actually, I didn't get any footage of camping at all. It was a mess that weekend. The campsite was full of mud. It was cold, it was snowing. I was tired from the long day. I know I'm complaining a lot, but when we got back to camp, I honestly just got back. I just wanted to go to sleep. But I did get some footage of one of the classes of the event, the Morimoto lighting seminar. So here's a couple shots of that. So can you guys believe that was just day one? That was just day one. And I drove there 4 hours in the morning. I was in the car all day, just shooting, making content, making videos. It was a long day, but man, was it worth it. I mean, after all that time that day, I think I may have gotten some of the best photos I've ever gotten since I started doing this stuff. I'm just gonna put them up here on the side of me. If you wanna see them in full quality, make sure you go to my Instagram. They're all up there and you can follow me, you can like them, you can do whatever you want, but that's where they'll be. Still think I got the best photos I've ever gotten. So anyway, since I didn't get any footage of the camping, we're just gonna hop right into day two. And day two is where the real fun begins. Day two is where the real fun begins. This is when we hit the trails with all the Morimoto crew. And they all have really, really nice built rigs. Toyotas, but either way, built rigs. So let's pick day two back up early in the morning at Windrock Campground, getting air down, getting ready to go, getting ready to hit these trails.
Day 2.
So once everybody got air down and we did our little photo shoot, we finally hit the trail. As you can see, there was a lot of snow at the top of these mountains. We were not expecting this much snow. It had to be a good like 3 to 5 inches up there. So it made for a really fun, sloppy trail ride. This trail would be insane actually trying to get up the hill. It is really steep. The obstacle is really off camber. With all this mud and snow and ice, even the most built rig probably would struggle going up this obstacle. So I'm glad we went down, which made it a little bit easier. One of the things when you go on a trail ride with this many people, when there's this many rigs, when there's this many content creators on it, is that you tend to take forever. With everybody taking photos, with everybody taking videos, with the professionals out of there also taking videos and photos. Also between having to get 10 or 15 rigs through one obstacle, you could be on an obstacle before you know it for 2 hours, just trying to get everybody through. And you still have about another 4 hours of a trail left, so it gets kind of time consuming sometimes. So then you're like, wow, we need to get a move on. And so that's kind of what happened here with day 2. Like the footage you're seeing now is probably one of the only obstacles I got good footage of, because after we got off of this, we booked it. We barely stopped. Nobody got out the cars. We just were going for it to get through the day. So that's why I have a lot of phone and GoPro footage stuff, because we realized how long it was taking just for one obstacle, and we just kind of booked it after that and kind of didn't stop too much after that. And I started taking more photos and video at some point too. So either way, it still was a good time. It still was a good day. Still was super fun. The snow made it awesome. The snow was so fun. I really enjoyed that part of the whole trip. I was so happy that it snowed. I was like a little kid. Anyway, let's hop into the last little bit of this video before it gets a little bit too long. A little bit of footage I captured with my phone. And then we can come back and we'll wrap this up. No, right? Not at all. I'm coming up hard. All right, well, that's it, everybody. That's my weekend at Windrock Park back in January. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making these videos. They are probably one of my favorite things to make. So if you liked it, do the whole YouTube thing, you know, comment, subscribe, like, do all that stuff. Let me know if you want me to make more videos like this, because like I said, I enjoy making them, but I mean, you kind of have to have a Jeep with 4-wheel drive to make these videos, and this Jeep's 4-wheel drive doesn't work. So anyway, there'll be a video on that coming soon, because I got to fix that if I'm going to keep making these videos. So stupid. Anyway, I never know how to end these videos, so I'm just going to like get up and walk away and hope you guys come back for more. Bye.